Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking more at places to put your money for monthly income. So one of the first places I want to start off here is with the NEOS funds. If you're not familiar with this is an ETF that you can buy for monthly income. It invests in treasuries, and we're going to go over that right now. As we can see from the company's website, its monthly income, the distribution is 5.54%. The 30-day yield is 4.09%, and the expense ratio is 0.38%. This is a really good fund if you want to put some money into it for 1 to 3 months. Obviously it's liquid, so you can pull it in and out as you want. There are no fees. It has a good yield, which is nice because it's an ETF, so it's pretty quick to buy on any basically brokerage. I'm pretty sure every brokerage carries this. If it doesn't, I'm sure they're going to add it at some point. As we scroll down here, we can see some more of the information that it has. So the net assets, right? How much is sitting in here? We have shares outstanding. We have where is the exchange, right? It's NYSE, right? The New York Stock Exchange. It has the ticker, the fund inception. So this fund the inception date was August 30th, 2022. So it's going to be going into 3 years here as we're sitting here in 2025. We can see what the price was, what the change was like, and all of that, right? So if we want to go to performance to kind of see what this is actually looking like, we can go right here to the NAV performance. Go ahead and pause the video if you want to look at this closer, because this is really going to give you a good idea of where your money is going. As we continue to scroll down here, we can see, okay, what is this going to look like if we had $10,000 since inception of this? Notice how high it's performing, right? Versus a Bloomberg US 1 to 3 month treasury bill index, outperforming it. Another thing that this fund also got notability and some recognition, I should say, this week was Bloomberg recognized this as one of the best places to invest your money. So do your own research on this, but it's another place to put your money. Let's keep scrolling down on the page. We can see down here at the distributions, we can see when the declaration date was, when they executed the record, and how much, so the payable date, right? We can see right here. So that was 22 cents. If we want to round up, we could round up to 23 cents. We can keep scrolling down here. We can see right here that it was put into United States Treasury bills. We can see what the weighting is, the identifier, right? If we want to understand that. And then that's it for this fund. So if we want to scroll back up to the top, remember, this is the NEOS fund, CSHI. It's a 1 to 3 month ETF Treasury bill. Take a look at it. I'll link it down below. We're going to move on to the next example of explaining this in a little more detail on Seeking Alpha. When we come to Seeking Alpha, we can see the price per share is $49.78. What's really great about this is we can see how stable this thing has been since inception. We can see where the price has been. So it hasn't really moved too much. Obviously, this is going to move with inflation and where the Fed rates are. This is the max since 2022. Obviously, the fund inception date. We can go look at the dividends. We can see that it's actually getting an A-. We can see what that yield is at 5.68%. We can obviously see the dividend growth is not great. It's a D because this isn't supposed to be for long-term investing. This is just for short-term, 1 to 3 months. Think an emergency fund or anything like that. We can go look at the history of what this dividends has been paying. So from the very beginning, it was 16 cents, and we can see it's steadily been increasing as time is going on, right? 26 cents, 25 cents, and the most recent one was 22 cents. We can even see as high back in 2023, it was 28 cents. So not bad for, one share that's sitting at 49.78. We can come down and we can even see more records of this, what the, pay date was, and so forth in declaration. Something to keep in mind when you're looking for a place to keep your money. I also want to talk about a comparison that I made in ChatGPT, so you guys can see that, and we'll look at it right now. I asked ChatGPT to compare 4 things for me. I asked it to compare the CSHI, which is the NEOS Fund ETF, a high yield savings account, which right now we are sitting at 4.12%, and now this is at the end of January. Rates are going to be changing as always, remember that. And then we have a money market fund at 4.19. That will be through Fidelity because that is what they're charging for that. And then we have Vanguard here sitting at the highest amount for a money market fund at 4.34%. Let's break this down, right? If we had $1,000, where would it be growing the quickest? I'm going to list it right here for you. We're at 5.54%. Now remember, that's the ETF, right? The CSHI. We have $55.40 in 1 year. So for a traditional high yield savings account, again, that's 4.10. only $41. All right, we have a traditional money market fund, let's say through Fidelity, Charles Schwab, 41.90. Now we go on to Vanguard, which is going to be the highest amount at 43.40. Remember, these all carry different risks. ETFs, money market funds, do not have FDIC insurance. Your money is technically at risk, right? And it lists the risk level right there. If you want to get the highest yield for your money, the ETF through Neos fund, the CSHI, is going to be your best bet. And we can do some other examples here in just a moment. I'll show you what $10,000 would look like as we go forward with this. Now, if we look at the risk level, notice moderate, subject to market fluctuations, right? But notice high yield savings accounts is the only one that have FDIC insurance up to $250,000 if that matters to you. Keep that in mind when you're looking to put your money into this. Now, obviously we can look at taxes. That also matters too, how the taxes compare. The most tax efficient, in my opinion, would be money market funds, depending on the state you live in. But again, it's what you want, right? What do you want out of these funds? Look at the fees, right? Who has the highest fees? The highest fees are going to be through the ETF at 0.38%. I'll let you do the math on that. High yield savings accounts, there are no fees typically with that. Money market funds depends on the ratio of how much they're having to pay to manage those funds. Vanguard obviously has a low fee of 0.09%. Again, do your own research. We're going to look at what $10,000 would look like right now. With $10,000, we can see the clear winner here is the ETF again, right? The CSHI. We're sitting now at $554. The one right behind it is going to be the Vanguard Treasury Fund at $434. So you can see it's incredibly lucrative almost to be putting your money in the CSHI ETF fund. I hope that helps you guys understanding that. We're going to go on to the very last thing that a viewer wanted me to talk about right now. So I had a viewer comment on one of my previous videos comparing money market funds to high yield savings accounts. And I was going across the website and I couldn't find any real information on this company. It seems like it's very small, only has about 35 employees. They're based in New York, but what the lucrative thing here is, I'm going to keep using that word, is 8.50% APY. That is quite high. Now, what is this investing in? It's investing in bonds. But as I was going through their website, I noticed a couple of things to look at. If we scroll down to the very bottom, and we'll go through this website, don't worry. I'm going to just decline this so you guys can see. Notice right here on the bottom, we're sitting in the year 2025. Notice they have not updated their all rights reserved since 2023. Obviously, they're a small company, so they're not keeping up with these details, but it's the small things like this that makes me concerned when working with a company like this. Compound Real Estate, right? Look at that right there. Not registered, licensed, or supervised as with such SEC or FINRA. Red flag right there. Another one. Let's look at this right here. Right there, okay? Compound Real Estate Holdings Incorporated is not a bank, and not investments in compound bonds are not bank deposits. They are not insured by FDIC insurance. Remember that word. Investing in compound bonds involves risk of loss. I would avoid this. It sounds good, but it's the small things that I don't like about it. They didn't update the year. It's 2 years old, this website. I was looking at some of their social media accounts. It's pretty small. So if you want to risk it, go ahead, but I would not recommend it. Now let's go to the very top so we can go through this website together. Earn 8.5 APY with compound real estate savings bonds, no fees, no lock-ins, real assets, real returns, withdraw anytime, SEC qualified. Remember at the very bottom, right? They're not associated with it. So it's contradicting itself in ways. Earned fixed passive income, right? So they give you some offers of what this would look like and how their setup works. And you can hit learn more. We can go down to predictable income, right? Withdraw your money at any time, no lock-ins, no commitment, powered by real assets. So it sounds great, but it's the small things that I didn't like when I was researching this company. If you want to take, I don't know, let's say $100 and throw it in and, see where it goes, sure, you can do that. But I would not trust them with more than $1,000 because it would likely be gone. You don't know how it works, and you can go through this, and I'll leave it all linked down below. Hope this video helped all of you out. Let me know if you have any more questions or want to dive into something specifically like this specific company. As always, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.